The word dad has never rolled off of my tongue smoothly. The word sits patiently in my throat and once exclaimed feels foreign and not of my own dialect. My dad died when I was just 2 of the ruthless and relentless brain tumor which consumed him. He was a considerate man who showed compassion towards everyone and everything. He loved music, adventure, and his mother's home-cooked meals. My memories of him are sparse and fabricated, I'm sure, as I tried to make sense of such an event as I grew up. I'm often told that my daddy Jeffrey loved me with every ounce of his being, as he did my 2 sisters, Talia and Monica, and my mother, Diana. He was a smart and silly man whose passion for and love of medicine drove him to be a very well-respected cardiologist at the hospital where I was born and where he fell for my mother. When he died, my mother became a single mother with 3 young girls to raise as they had imagined, and she didn't miss a beat. Except maybe when she let me get my nose pierced. We took music lessons at a very young age and were raised in a Jewish community just as he had wished. My mother was a pillar of strength when nothing else held up. When my dad was sick, she never made me or my sisters feel like we missed a thing, and we always got cake for our birthdays. She was and continues to be one of the only constants in times of darkness. And though my mother knows when to be serious, she is also very silly, positive, and loves jokes. When I was little, we often had breakfast or even ice cream for dinner, and sometimes she pulled me from school for spontaneous trips to Disney. There, we would each get a cone with 2 scoops of ice cream, me, strawberry, and her, coffee, and we would lick our cones as Mickey's Parade marched down Main Street. These days, my mother and I enjoy hiking, travel, and eating meals together, though I still do miss our impromptu visits to Disney World. When I was growing up, my mom planned extravagant birthday parties, attended our piano recitals, and made all of our school functions, even as a dedicated nurse. As I have grown and matured, it has become clear to me how strong my mother must have been to raise us, and how many sacrifices she had to make for my sisters and I in order to make our lives feel as normal as possible. When my father died, my mother assumed the role of mother and father and chauffeur and chef and soccer coach and tutor and therapist and maid and everything under the sun. And should I get married, I know she'll walk me down the aisle with tears in her eyes. My mother is honest, open, real, adventurous, empathetic, and beautiful, and the trust she has granted me has led me to some of the most valuable lessons I will ever learn. And of course, it's not always perfect. Nothing ever is, but she makes it work. My mom and I still fight, disagree, and get mad at each other, just like anyone else. But she's always there for me, even when I don't want her to be, and that's when it really counts. I know that every valley in our relationship prepares us for the next mountain, and I'm forever grateful for the valleys and the mountains and my father and my mother.